What's up, guys?
What's up, everybody?
We are back.
Yes,
Jason and
we
Esther
are.
here for
We
number...
are. You don't have coffee.
No.
Oh, am I not allowed to say that? It's coffee and Convo. I have coffee.
No,
I
you
was
may
going to
say.
say,
Cheers.
babe, cheers.
I have tea.
Okay, I gotta...
Yeah, get it shared out.
I always forget about that. I don't know why.
So, I was drinking I like the
share.
flavor of coffee, so I was drinking 1 to 3 cups a day,
Okay,
depending on the thing. Right, and now I'm trying to drink 1 a day, and
Trying is the key word, right? But
I've been doing
not there
pretty.
yet, right?
I've been doing pretty good.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
To be honest, some of my other warm cups, then I'll drink a cup of tea, or maybe 2 cups of tea a day.
Okay,
Just for
but
something
that's
warm.
caffeine free.
Yes,
yeah,
caffeine
so
free.
that's
So
healthier.
a little bit better.
always-
Part of the deal is, so if I'm looking at you, I can't. You're welcome to comment, ask questions, or whatever.
Yes, absolutely.
But I have some swelling behind the retina in my one eye, which makes my one eye, I cannot focus at all.
Yeah, so I should see. Okay, if somebody's on. You know.
So if they
So
comment, will you see it as well, or will you only see it up
Yes,
there?
I can put that up and yeah.
Anyway, but so I'm trying to cut back a little bit on the caffeine just because hopefully helping. So the swelling's supposed to go down on its own. Of course, I am believing for faster healing. They say 3 to 6 months, the retinal specialist.
Right.
We are praying for and believing for quicker. So I cut back on caffeine a little bit. Just in case
and
that's,
you're a big believer. We're both a big believer, but that doesn't always show in my actions. But he's a big believer of, what you are what you put in your body. So, true, right? So,
right. Well, yeah.
you want
I mean,
to
I
make
want to
healthier
make
choices.
healthier choices. Be intentional with healthier choices.
And,
But that is beside the point. Today we want to have some fun.
Besides the point.
So fun.
That's for another talk and chat.
Yes.
Anyway,
where
say
we can
hi,
see
say
our
hi
different
to us when you're
personalities.
there.
Yeah.
I see some people are on.
Let us know where you're from.
Tell
We want
us
to
where
talk
you're
about
watching
it's almost Christmas, so Merry Christmas. I hope you're enjoying your holidays. or the beginning.
Merry Christmas. Yeah, let's talk about that.
Christmas music. Let's talk about Christmas music. Christmas carols, whatever you want to term it. Christmas music. Of course, we like to talk about personalities and differences and things like that, and just thought it would be fun since Esther and I
We're
completely
super
different.
alike when it comes to that.
Yes. I like
Lots.
Christmas music all day long. Not at all.
We could just talk about the subject Christmas, but let's keep it to the music.
Yeah.
Because we're very different when it comes to all of that.
Right.
All of that.
So if you hear us talking and you want to put in the comments how you feel about Christmas music or what your thing is, go. But anyway,
Okay.
so what is your preference on Christmas music, baby?
My
Where you at?
preference on Christmas music. First of all, and I don't know what the definition to that is, but first of all, Christmas music needs to sound like Christmas. Now,
What does Christmas sound like?
exactly. If you ask me, what does Christmas sound like? Now, okay, so to give you an example of, first of all, you're
No.
not a
You're talking about yourself. You're not talking about
I'm
me.
not allowed
Thank
to
you.
talk about you.
You
I
can
was
talk
gonna
about
lay
different-
down the whole thing,
No,
babe. The whole thing.
I'm saying my preference. You say your preference. You can say where you disagree with me, but
Okay,
I
so-
get to share my preference. Thank
When
you.
I think about Christmas, especially Christmas music, there's a certain nostalgic
Yeah, it's not-
nostalgia. What is
No,
that a
it's-
word? Nostalgic thing about it. So
It's nostalgia.
I think of all the traditional old Christmas songs, have yourself a merry little Christmas, silent night, oh holy night. All those songs we have sung for years and years and years, centuries. And I love when they're sung by some newer or famous artists, but still in the Christmas way, which is like, I don't know, bluesy kind, like just kind of like I could love hip hop music or R&B. He loves rock and a little bit more heavy.
No, you're not allowed to give my
Okay,
preferences.
I'm not allowed to talk for my husband. This is gonna be hard, but so I love a certain style of music. However, Christmas is its own style. Yes, Christmas music is its own style.
Okay, but
Do you agree? Drop in the comments if you agree with me. Now, you haven't heard the other side yet.
Yeah,
and you
so
can also let us know.
So that is an unfair ask. Do you agree with her without hearing the other side? There's no justice.
Yeah, you can
in that.
say if you are like in the inside of you, you're like, yes, she speaks my language. Drop a comment. But listen to what he has to say.
Right.
So yeah, that's kind of like, it's not a one-liner. It's never a one-liner, of course. But that's kind of how I would explain it.
Right.
Traditional.
So it needs to sound like Christmas, although
Yeah.
we don't know what Christmas sounds like.
Well, I can tell you what it doesn't sound like, but I'll let you talk.
Here's the thing. I don't have a traditional bone in my body. As a refiner, a C personality, I'm always asking why. How can it be done better? Why is it that way? And is there a a complex or something inside of that? So whenever
things have to have a reason or a purpose or it can't just be just because.
So yeah, when you say tradition, I don't like traditions. I want to ask, why are we doing that? It doesn't make sense. Just because someone did it that way for 50 years or 100 years, then there may be a better way, or there may be something that I don't have to waste time on.
So, as Christmas is a old holiday, there's so many things we do around Christmas just because that's how we've always done them. That's how my parents did them, how my grandparents did them, yada, yada, yada.
Right.
That does not fit inside of his
Not really.
frame. He's not necessarily against traditions. He wants to make his own traditions. Totally for that.
Wow.
But maybe I just like some of the older things. But
Right.
back to music.
So do
what would
you
you
guys
listen
like
to?
traditions or don't like traditions? What are you guys at?
Are you a traditions
Are you
person?
traditional?
Or are you kind of out of the box?
Or do you like to?
So,
you like the traditional Christmas feeling. You like the
Absolutely.
feeling that goes with it, which
absolutely.
Again,
Yes.
an experience.
Yes.
I'm not so much experience or feeling oriented.
No, you're not.
No. And what happens to me is even there are very few things that I have this feeling, this concept and this feeling that goes along with it. So I guess one of my things, it's a little off topic, but would be like sitting in a cafe in Europe drinking coffee in a town square or shopping street. You have the cobblestone, you have the older stone buildings. Of course, Esther's from Holland, so we have family over there. If you
can ever do an experience like that, you want to go once in your lifetime, preferably more, to New York around Christmas. New York is awesome, in my opinion. Maybe not in your opinion. On its own. But New York at Christmas is a whole other level. Like even now, the other night, I saw something about New York around Christmas. And I'm like, oh, it's been so long that I've been there around Christmas. If you can ever go to Europe, anywhere in Europe, Germany or Holland, I'm sure France has it, where the old buildings and stuff and Christmas markets and Germany.
So I wasn't talking about necessarily.
No,
Christmas.
but I'm just telling them, if you could ever go
feelings.
for that experience, there is really nothing like that.
So in light of that, I will go to New York and experience Christmas one time, but then I don't want to go every year. That's like, that's my problem with Christmas music.
Yeah,
it sounds the same, and it's been played the same way over and over again. So it's not necessarily the song, although it's the same songs, that also gets old to me.
That does get old.
I won't watch a movie more than once. Like, don't bring around Christmas movies every year. There's not one movie that I've watched 20 times, except, movies my kids put on over and over again that I happen to see. Don't play the same song on repeat, the same album on repeat. Back when I had CDs.
Love that.
When I had CDs, don't put one disc in and let it run. Right after it goes through once, you pull it out. That's why Pandora or these other music things, and you can hit shuffle and mix it up. If I'm on shuffle on one of the streaming music platforms and it brings a song around like 2 days in a row or whatever,
right?
I'm skipping. I'm out. Yeah. So that's my problem with Christmas music. It's the same words, it's the same songs, and it's done most of the time the same way with just little tweaks. So
like, in the past, he's been like, let me, go to her side and put some Christmas music on. What music did you put on, babe?
Yes.
Like, what type of
So
music?
I like skill. I like people pushing boundaries. I like people mixing it up. And so when I would go for, Christmas music with some rock, I would go for, the boys were playing trap Christmas music last night today.
Yes.
I'll get in for the beat, the remixes.
Yeah.
I'll get in
some
for
of that is fun.
Hip hop. I'll get in for the, a lot of the jazzy stuff. Yeah. Anything where you're getting the instruments going, you're getting a little more, a good drummer boy with some drum solos in there.
You are totally for that.
A little drummer boy, whatever it is.
I'll give you that. But
I want to see people push the boundaries.
Most of it is the style of music he likes with Christmas lyrics. But it doesn't sound at all like Christmas. So here you we didn't necessarily do that, but then you go look at Christmas lights and you put that type of music on. That's not what it is. That doesn't make me feel I gotta talk like in my,
Yes.
That does not make me feel like Christmas, like it is Christmas,
Right.
So I want to recreate that Europe feel. So I will put
no, it's not
a little
Europe
bit
feel.
the ambiance, ambiance.
But
I'll put snow on my TV because now we live in California. It won't snow.
That's not from Europe, though.
No,
that's your New York Home Alone.
Right.
Grew
up
Christmas on TV.
Yes.
Like this is the ultimate.
Yes.
So the whole reason we got on Europe is I'm like the whole feelings and the experience. I'm a one-time guy. So feeling like, sipping coffee in a cafe in Europe in the shopping street or the city square, watching people go by, that's exciting and that's romantic and whatever. And then like 2 seconds later, I'm like, we have 4 kids. We're going to sit there. The boys are going to run around, blah, blah, blah. That feeling's gone. It's over. So that's where I'm not feeling the experience and emotion of things. Because I run away.
Romantic bubble.
I go to the practical side, and I know what I see what's going to happen.
Very practical, very romantic, very feely. Like the whole world can explode, and I can still be in my bubble. I don't care. I'm watching a Christmas movie.
there's no wrong. There's no right. Again, we like to just talk about the differences. Yeah. Help you maybe recognize your difference, celebrate the difference of the person beside you.
Right, but so what, how does that work sometimes, What do we, obviously when you're talking about relationship stuff, it's all about compromise, but, so we make it fun sometimes and we do some of the crazy music and I don't play Christmas music all day long, because that would drive him nuts if he would be around.
The problem is she wants to start it, Thanksgiving or before. When do you start your Christmas music, guys? If you're watching, when do you start playing Christmas music? Are you all?
That is another.
Are you an all year round? So
no, I don't do that.
No, I'm asking. Maybe they're all year round, and there's nothing wrong with that. But so I'm like, you start at Thanksgiving. You're playing the same song sung pretty much the same way with the same style and the same sound. I'm out. Yeah. I'm out. That can drive me crazy. I need to go somewhere.
So, but when we talk about music, is there always a feeling attached to it? Because I can, not talking about Christmas music, but like I can listen to certain songs that I used to listen to in my like teenage years or whatever, and like certain memories with it, and I can feel that to that song. That probably is a personality thing, I would guess.
Yeah, I mean, I think music in general brings feeling, in my opinion.
Sure.
But of course, I'm not a super feeling type person, so...
Guess there's nothing there to bring. Oh, no, I'm joking. Joking, he's super
So...
good.
I mean, when I'm going to play a sport and I'm going to compete, I'll put on certain music to put myself in a frame of mind, in a competitive frame of mind, things that work for me. So I think it does, but I'm not super romantic in that, like, this song, let me play it over and over because I was a kid and I used to listen to it and whatever. I'm more like, oh, it's funny, I listened to this as a teenager, I remember that, whatever. But let's move on.
But when you talk about Christmas though, like what did your family like? What was some of your family traditions? Going to Christmas Eve service, probably. And then, like, what goes around music?
Listen.
You don't care. He's like, it is that.
My brain doesn't even file like tradition. If my parents are watching this, you know, whatever we did as kids, we had a good time. So this is not a blessing on you guys. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure we did stuff, obviously. We had some different ways we did gifts, you know, and all that stuff, and we had a good time, but why do I want to use my brain space for traditions?
Right. And some of all my traditions doesn't necessarily only come from my upbringing. You know, growing up, my parents, some it's from movies. I watched like a romantic movie or a feel-good movie. It doesn't even have to be romantic.
And that's...
They were in New York and it was snowing and they sat in this specific coffee shop and it was this whole like...
So that's the funny thing of the two differences, right?
Yeah.
The I personality, the advancer, they're all about the experience, the emotion, the feeling, creating that experience, and they see something and they want that experience. Of course, the refiner, the C, is all about practical side. So I look at that. She wants everything to go perfect because the way it all looks has a certain meaning to it, but it never goes that way. Like, things never go 100% perfect.
Right.
And so you have to be able to, if you want to try that, you have to be okay with it not going perfect and it's still good. Right? Because sometimes that's a frustration because it's like,
the thing where it has been a frustration in the past is I'm also the person, and not everybody is like that. That is an I or whatever. It depends on your other things. I love doing things together. So I love who you are. You know, we celebrate each other's differences. Love that about him. So he is like, oh, I love that you are like that, but you go be you and let me be me. I'm like, I want to be me and I want to be it together.
So
like,
we work on that. We work on that.
So that I don't do all together, but it wouldn't work for me to just sit and watch all those movies by myself because that's just not as fun, you know? So I just thought of the way you were saying that about.
But you have to get. If you are that experienced person, you have to realize it's not going to be perfect. So you can think, I'm going to sit down in this sunny spot with my hot cup of coffee and my book, and I'm going to read it, and this is going to be this whole moment, right? Yes. But when you go to sit down, you may find an ant. A fly may fly past your face. Your coffee may not be 100% warm. That perfect picture is not going to happen, but you have to be able to enjoy that moment and not be frustrated, right? Because that can be the challenge as well.
Totally.
And then the flip side is, for me, is, where was I going with that now?
I know, so then...
But
that you cannot always stay in your own thing of you're just doing it by yourself and do your own thing.
Well, so then I look at the traditional side and say, well, you know, there's all these factors that come into play that won't make it perfect. So you can do your thing or whatever, and I have to come into the middle and say, hey, let's do some of that. Let's play some Christmas music. Let's listen to it. Let's try to create these moments as the best that we can. You know, maybe don't highlight all the things that I can see that aren't going to work out according to your picture, and meet somewhere in the middle, you know, and do that. So we've had some Christmas music. I've played some Christmas music that wasn't just funky, that wasn't Trans-Siberian Orchestra, which is great, or trap music, or rock. You know, I played some normal Christmas music for you. We've put it on, and we drove around some neighborhoods with some lights here.
Oh yeah. No, he does a super job of making it, you know,
even though I'm like,
Christmas.
Don't really get it other than it means something for you. So anyway, hope you guys had some fun. We're close to the 20-minute mark, so I want to
differences when it comes to that. There's lots more differences that you know, we will cover here and there, but we hope, whether you are the one extreme, the other extreme, maybe you're somewhere in the middle, we hope you will enjoy it. Hopefully not just by yourself, you know, with your loved ones, and show you. So
Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
And you are awesome.
Yes.
We celebrate and champion you in your style, in your personality style, in your identity, in your strengths, in who you are. And
celebrate those differences, you know.
Yeah. Enjoy the holidays together. Enjoy it how you like to enjoy it. You know. Yeah. Make it meaningful for those you can, right? The big thing we like to push is the value in who you are and in yourself, and living your life, you know, according to your style. But then, of course, when you're living life around other people, seeing what they value, what their personality style enjoys, and also, you know, facilitating that and enjoying together. So
compromise.
Have a wonderful Christmas, guys.
Merry Christmas.
All right. Bye.
Bye.